What's up, guys? All right, we're getting into the podcast right away. We are going to be talking today about why you don't have sponsors. But I'm going to give it a couple of seconds. I'm going to let some people tune in before we get into it. I'm going to fix my chair. But yeah, today, guys, we're talking about why you don't have sponsors. So I'm going to let people tune in. Shoot me a quick comment below. Let me know how the week's going. Let me know how training's going. Let me know how life is. And we're going to get into it really quick. We're talking about why you don't have sponsors. So, guys, you know what? We're going to get into it right away because I see a ton of people here. 57 people on the Instagram account. That's fucking awesome. Let's go. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to everybody to another episode of the Elite Development Podcast, the number one show for athletes looking to gain an edge on their opponents and build their dream careers in sport. I am your host, Kenny Dusseault, and today we are talking about why you don't have sponsors. Now, this one is going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it because this is a problem that I see a lot in this industry with a lot of up and coming athletes. You know, you have a fight coming up. And as you have a fight coming up, you're just posting random things online being like, hey, got room on my team for 3 more sponsors or whatever else it might be. You're not getting the looks you want. And there is a very, very specific reason for it. The reason you're not getting sponsors, and this might hurt a little bit, is because you don't deserve them. And the reason that you don't deserve them is because you look like everybody else in their eyes. What do I mean when I say that? See, I think a lot of athletes get this conflated idea. They get this idea that because they're showing up to the gym every day and they're working hard, that, you know, companies should be excited about the opportunity to jump on board with them, right? Companies should be excited by the opportunity. Oh, you get to sponsor me. It's a great opportunity to help an up and coming athlete achieve their dreams. And as much as we would all love to think that everybody has that selfless kind of mentality and they want to just, you know, throw money at any up and coming athlete just to help them out. Yeah, you might run into some people like that, but plain and simple, not everybody's going to be like that. Most people, to be perfectly honest, don't give a fuck about helping out an up and coming athlete, especially one that they don't actually know. Right? It's different if it's like a close family friend. Yeah, they'll throw you some money to help you achieve your dream. But if you actually want large scale to start collecting sponsors, you need to understand that the opportunity to help an up and coming athlete isn't going to cut it. Why? Because there's thousands of up and coming athletes that all need help with their finances, that all, you know, need extra money to help pay for training expenses and travel and medicals and all that kind of stuff. Every single one of you is in that position. So why are they going to pick you? Right? And again, you're going to run into the odd one that like, oh, okay, why not? But in the long term, if you actually want to start making real money from sponsors, why are they going to pick you? Right? So the mistake that so many of you guys are making is that you're just starting every day. Like you're just starting you don't touch your social media accounts, whatever else it might be. And then you have a fight coming up and then you make a post saying, hey, looking for sponsors for my up and coming fight. Okay. What's in it for me is essentially the look like the question that you're going to get from a lot of companies. What's in it for me? Why should I give you money? Why should I pay for your training? Why should I help you with this stuff? Because, guys, I can tell you as a business owner, and more specifically, a business owner that gets a lot of people asking him for free things like, you know, oh, train me for free for my upcoming fight, all this kind of stuff, that there hits a certain point where that's not enticing, right? I have a good business. I have a lot of athletes. I have a lot of people that are paying me for training. Why would I train you for free? There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a benefit to me. You might be the nicest guy in the world. You might be a future UFC champion. But I firmly believe that I have a lot of athletes that are future UFC champions, future UFC fighters, future high-level professionals in other promotions. So the fact that I have the opportunity to train you isn't an enticing offer, right? And I say this obviously speaking about myself and my business, but this is the same thing for any business. As a business owner, I can tell you, business owners don't love giving away their money. They don't love handing their money away when there's not really a good return for it. Right? So what you need to learn to do is you need to learn to stand out. You need to understand that, and I mean this in the most respectful, nicest way that I possibly can, but you need to understand that training you is not an opportunity, right? Or giving you money is not an opportunity. It's just not. So you need to be able to deliver more than that. Now, again, there's going to be a lot of different ways that you're going to be able to deliver this. I'll give you an example. One athlete that I did train for free, and do not take this as an invitation to start asking me for free training if that is on your mind, because plain and simple, as of right now, it's just not going to happen. But one athlete that I did train for free for a few months came to me with a proposition that made sense, a proposition that was actually going to benefit me. He ran a jiu-jitsu school, and he said, hey, I've got a lot of high-level competitors in this jiu-jitsu school. So if you work with me for free for my upcoming competition, I'll bring you into the school. I'll let you talk to the athletes, and I'll give you access to be able to work with the athletes that I have in my school as well. Now, could I have potentially, gotten those athletes regardless? Maybe, but he was giving me direct opportunity. Sacrifice a little bit of finance here, and in exchange, you're going to get the opportunity to make a whole bunch more over here. Right? There's a value add for the person that you're asking for free stuff from. But if that same guy had just come to me and said, hey, I've got competitions coming up, want to train me for free? Fuck no. There's no reason to do that, right? And that's no disrespect to him. That's no disrespect to anybody else that's asked me that. But I'm a busy person. I got a lot of clients. I got a lot of people, like I said, that pay me for training. So bringing an athlete on for free isn't an opportunity. It's not beneficial. You need to start looking at what's actually beneficial for the person that you're asking for money or for training or for whatever else it might be. So when it comes to who companies actually want to sponsor, what do you think they want? Companies want a couple of different things. They either want exposure or they want money, right? They want exposure or they want money. A lot of people get confused and think, oh, I just need to build up a good record. Then when, I'm 4-5-0 or whatever, then sponsors will just fly through. Sponsors don't care about that. For the most part, sponsors don't care about that. What they care about is that you're going to put them in front of more people. You're going to help them make more money. You're going to give them exposure if they don't have a lot of it, right? So as an example, so in that regard, when you're looking at what am I going to do for this sponsor in exchange for the money or whatever else I want from them, you need to ask yourself what makes sense, right? So even as of right now, if somebody was to come to me and they're offering exposure, my Instagram account over the last year has blown up. I've got almost 47,000 followers. I reach 300,000 accounts every 30 days. If you have a very small following and you come to me and you say, I'll post on social media for you, that's not a beneficial offer for that specific sponsor that you're asking for. You guys get what I'm saying? But if I had 1,500 followers and you have 10,000 and you came to me saying, hey, work with me for free and I'll blast you out on social media and get a whole bunch of people following you, give you the opportunity to, work with a whole bunch more athletes, now that's a much more appealing offer. You guys get what I'm saying? So you don't have sponsors because either A, you don't know. Either A, you're looking exactly like everybody else that's out there that's asking for sponsors. You're just not touching your social media account and then throwing something out a couple times a year when you have a fight saying, hey, I have a fight, sponsor me. Or B, you don't know what to offer the person. Because plain and simple, if you're offering something to someone that is not of value to them, it's going to be a hard sell to tell someone, hey, work with me for free or give me money in exchange for this thing that you don't value, right? So you need to start thinking about it from the perspective, of the company that you're actually asking for sponsorship. Is that making sense? You guys understand? So when it comes to who people want to sponsor, when it comes to how do you stand out, I saw a comment come through. So basically grow your social media so that you have something that you can offer in return. That's definitely one piece of it. And in my opinion, that is one of the easiest ways that a lot of people overlook. But even then, from that perspective, guys, it doesn't have to be a massive following. It doesn't have to be a massive following. You just need to be showing effort, right? Because a lot of companies, again, don't have massive followings because they don't understand how to build their social media. But if you just start working at it, then you put yourself in a position where if a sponsor comes to your page, they're at least seeing, okay, this person's active. They're not just posting something when they want something, right? One of the best analogies I've ever heard about this came from my business coach. And he said, imagine walking into a bank and just saying, hey, I'd like to take out some money, a bank that you don't have an account at. Walking into a bank and saying, hey, I'd like to take out some money. They'd laugh you out of the bank, right? Like that's never going to happen. They're never going to let you take money out of a bank that you don't have an account at. Yet so many athletes come to their social media without depositing anything in, without giving them anything through the year. They come to their social media and they say, hey, I'd like sponsorships, please. And then all the companies that they're asking for sponsorships are like, well, what is in it for me? Why would I do that? Why would I give you money? It doesn't make any sense. You guys get what I'm saying? You need to start putting something into it yourself that shows value in return. And yes, social media, like awareness in that way is definitely one of the best ways that you can do that. But there are other ways too, right? For example, that guy that came to me that had a jiu-jitsu school and said, work with me for free. I'll give you access to this school to be able to work with all these other athletes, right? What kind of things can you come to? What kind of things can you offer that you could exchange for free training, that you could exchange for free supplements, that you could exchange for whatever else it might be, right? Is it exposure to a group of people that are in your life that could also benefit that brand? Is it, one of the other things that I've heard athletes do as well that is super cool is offering a service, right? For a lot of businesses like me, and again, I have it now, but for a long time, I needed a video editor. That was something I was doing myself that I didn't really know how to do. So an exchange like that would have been perfect when I wasn't making a lot of money and didn't have a video editor on my team. If somebody had come to me and said, hey, I'll edit 7 videos a week for you in exchange for a strength and conditioning program, I would have jumped on that, right? So start thinking about what other areas you can offer that now could put a company in a position that they might want to work with you. Put a company in a position where they might want to pay you, where they might want to, help you with your supplements, with your gym fees, whatever else it might be. And I had somebody comment saying it's hard to manage an active social media and get enough views to get sponsors. And guys, yeah, it is. It's also hard to manage an active social media and run an entire business. But if it matters to you and it's something that you truly want in your career, you got to figure it out. One of the other things that you can do outside of just, posting on social media and things like that is start a podcast. And the podcast, plain and simple, can be something exactly like I'm doing right now, sitting at your computer with a recording going, and you can do it with whatever topics you're interested in. But also you can do it with breaking down UFC fights on the weekend, right? Whatever card's coming up, UFC 303 is coming up. Sit down and say, okay, here's who I think is going to win the fights. Here's why I think they're going to win the fights. Put it out. Are you going to explode and have 1 million followers tomorrow? No. But the same thing with me. I have almost 47,000 followers on my Instagram account. Like I said, I was posting every day for multiple years before that happened. I was working on that every single day for multiple years before that happened, right? But the problem is people get so caught up in the fact that they're not there right now, they don't have that exposure to offer right now, that they don't start working at it. But guys, the same thing as you didn't walk into a martial arts gym your first day as the best athlete in the gym. You showed up every single day until you created the person that you are now, the professional, the high-level amateur, whatever position you're at in your career right now. And when it comes to building up your platforms online, when it comes to building a podcast, building a social media account, building whatever it might be that companies might want to sponsor down the road, if you want them to be able to sponsor it, you need to fucking start. And that's plain and simple. I didn't have a podcast forever, but now we just put out our 500th episode this morning. So now when I go to companies and I talk about potentially working together with my podcast, I'm going to them with, hey, look at this. I've been doing this every day for years, and we have 500 plus episodes. So think about who they're going to go with, me or the coach that says, hey, I started my podcast last week and I did 1 episode. You want to sponsor me? Who are they going to go with? They're going to go with me every single time, plain and simple, because of volume. Now, again, does that mean that everybody's going to come pouring in just because I have 500 episodes? No, but it means I get better at it. It means I learn more about it. It means I develop my skills with it. And the more and more I develop my skills with it, the better I get at it, the more the downloads go up, the better position I'm in to be able to bring that to a company in exchange for financial gain, whatever else it might be. Right. And the same thing with my social media account. Over the last year, I've been getting approached by a number of brands with like, hey, if you post for us, we'll give you a free blah, 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 or whatever it might be. But that didn't happen when I had 500 followers on the account. But the way that I got to 46,000 is because when I had 500, I still posted every day. When a post got no likes, I still posted every day. I didn't get attached to that. But so many of you guys are so worried about not having the metrics and all that kind of stuff right away that you don't do anything with it. But if you don't do anything with it, those metrics never come. Yes, slowly but surely over time, as you improve in the sport, your platform grows a little bit and all that, for sure. But do you want to wait that long before you can bring in any money from sponsorships or anything like that? Or do you want to start pushing for those sponsorships and pushing for a little bit more financial stability today? You guys get what I'm saying? So the big thing I want you guys to take away from this is if you truly want sponsors, if you truly want people to want to invest in you, you need to give them something to invest in. If you're just another athlete showing up to the gym every day, working hard, like cool, but there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of those. So why are they going to pick you? They're going to pick you because you're actually putting some effort into growing your name, growing your platform, everything like that. They're going to pick you because not on top of the Instagram account, you've also got a podcast that you're talking on a couple times a week that some people are tuning into where you're breaking down UFC fights or whatever else it might be. And they can throw an ad onto your podcast and pay you $100 an episode, right? They're going to pick you because you're offering a service that other people aren't willing to offer or something like that, right? There's got to be something that makes you stand out. And if there's nothing that makes you stand out, yeah, you might run into the nice people that are willing to throw you $100 here and there, but you're going to be stuck in the pack. So guys, I hope you got some value from that. If you did, I would love to know what it was. Make sure to shoot me a message across any of my social media platforms. The ways to do that will be in the show notes below. As always, I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will catch you on the next episode.